What Apple's done is they've enhanced the phone, they've enhanced the watch, they've enhanced the tablet, they've enhanced the computer. Right now, this isn't enhancing anything, it's creating something.
All right, so Mark, Winter Park Playhouse.
Yeah.
There's some drama going on with it, I guess. They're trying to sell it.
Yeah.
They bought it in 1978. The investment group bought it in 1978 for $98,000, and then are trying to sell it for $4.2 million.
Crazy.
So played the long game and won.
Yeah, good for them.
But what's your take? You being from this world, you were an actor in New York, moved down here. What's your take on Winter Park Playhouse?
Well, I mean, I think that we have to say that Winter Park Playhouse is a tenant in the property, right? So unfortunately, they don't really have a lot of say in this situation. They don't get to decide on if it's selling or if they get to stay, which just sucks.
Yeah.
But I don't know how it all went down. I do know that I have friends that have worked there, currently working there, that are hopefully going to work there in the future. It's a really cool thing that the community has. It's a very local theater. I think there's 123 seats. Yeah. Super quaint, super intimate. They put on some really good productions there. So I would hate to see it go, and I think the entertainment community would as well. I don't know how it went down, but I would have wished that they would have said when they sold it, put something in the contract or the offers saying this has to stay.
Yeah.
Right. We can sell it for less because they're making a pretty good profit. But again, their money's not. It's like not that it's not important, but they should understand how important that theater is to the community. You know, they could take $3 million for it, right? And say this has to stay for at least 5 years or 3 years to let them revisit where they need to go.
And they haven't sold it yet, right? Because the city of Winter Park is actually looking to buy it.
Supposedly, yeah. That's the word, is that they're going to buy it, which would be cool because then they can just stay there as long as they're profitable and as long as they're putting on good shows.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I would be super sad for it to go. That's
very,
for sure.
very sad to see it go. If that's, you know, if that's what they, is there, I don't know that. I'm trying to think if I've ever been to a show. I think I've been to one show maybe there.
Yeah.
Would there be a case where they would sell it to somebody where it could be mixed use?
Maybe it's a raised theater, so the seats go up. They could use it as a movie theater, I guess.
Okay.
But I mean, it's really specific, and there's dressing rooms and all that stuff backstage too. So I would think they would probably find an alternate use for it. I don't think so, unless somebody was a big theater goer, but I don't know if they'd have $4 million.
And where does it sit in? Is it a rougher part of?
It's on a really busy. I can't remember the street name. Somebody can comment below, but it's a pretty busy street. I pass it all the time. If you've driven to downtown Winter Park, you pass it. It's on your left, and it's very, very busy there and dense. So most theaters are kind of tucked away, or it's like in the midst of a much restaurants and shops. This is kind of in the middle of a busy road.
Got it.
But I know that they're building a lot of stuff up. There's a lot of new restaurants around there. They're trying to build that, like expand the downtown Winter Park to make it more just bigger and functional.
So if the city doesn't buy it, who do you think would want that location?
Retail, maybe.
Okay. So
a restaurant.
Okay. So they would just gut.
I would think. Yeah, they probably, because again, if you think about it, if it's a restaurant on a busy road, you're getting a lot of just drive-byers be like, oh, let's go eat there. So I think it would probably be something. Now, they could make it a dinner theater or something like that, right? We don't have a lot of those, but I don't know. I would think the space would be, it would be probably utilized if somebody bought it completely torn up and used for something else, which would be sad.
We'll see what happens with it. I want to talk about the Apple Vision Pro.
Oh, yeah.
So we're a little late to the party here. I think it released
late, by like 8 days.
Yeah, 8 days in internet days, or in internet
years.
time. We're years behind this thing. So we both watched the Marquise Brownlee video on it. I've seen a few different hot takes on it. What's your initial take on the Apple Vision Pro?
I can't wait to buy one.
Yeah,
I can't wait. I just think I love that it's not VR. It's not, and they're very open about this. We're not in that space.
Yep.
This is
spatial computing.
Spatial computing.
At first, I thought, is that a little bit? You're just
making up words.
Making
up
words
cool.
here, like,
right.
And I get from a marketing and positioning standpoint, you're creating a subcategory of a category that you already own, which is computing.
Completely. Yep.
And by creating this like spatial computing category, you don't get you're telling the market, hey, don't compare us to
We don't have
the
competitors,
Quest.
actually.
Yeah, we don't have competitors.
We don't have competitors.
We're swimming in a blue ocean.
Yep.
Because we created this thing. When you look at it, though, it just looks so similar to the Quest.
Sure.
It looks so similar to other
But
VR
all the
headsets.
VR headsets are gaming based.
Yes.
Right?
And they very intentionally did not show a single
They didn't
use
show
case
one
of gaming.
game. They didn't show one
their
game.
video.
They showed what we already
in their
know. They showed
presentation.
they showed the apps that are already on the iPhone that we are very familiar with. They showed a movie. They showed how you can see movies. They show how you can talk to people on FaceTime. That we're already doing. It's just creating a much more enhanced experience, which I think is gonna be a game changer.
I think about it from a perspective of changing how we work. And so some of the use cases you're seeing, it's basically, we're accustomed to our laptops or our phones, very flat, two-dimensional experiences, where now all of a sudden you can have multiple screens, you can be talking to someone over here and have your
in your
calendar
space,
up here,
but like in this actual
your
space. So you see the background, you see me and you talking next to each other, but still the three people on Zoom or FaceTime or whatever it is, and then we're all looking at the same screen. I mean, how? And they're already there.
Yeah.
They already know how to do it, and they've just released it now so that the app developers can say, "Oh, we see it. Let us go to town now."
I was listening to. Do you ever follow Scott Galloway or Prof G?
Yep.
So his take on it was he thinks it's going to be a colossal flop and their first commercial flop.
Really?
Because of the bulkiness of, and so
Sure.
he has a funny way of phrasing it, but it's basically like, humans do not want to put something on them that is going to make them a less attractive mate. And I'm like, well, that's a way to put it. But
but they're not going to put it on to be intimate.
Yeah, right. Like you're not
work
wearing
time.
it out to the club.
Yeah, no.
And so I get that the Quest has been around for as long as it has been, and maybe it's the group of people I hang around. I don't know, but I've got friends that are into gaming. I've got friends that are into sports. I've got friends that and I know of one friend that like uses that thing on a regular basis.
Right.
And so just observing, like, has this thing that has been around for a while that is very bulky. Like, I bought one, I used it twice and then gave it to a buddy because I was like, man, I never use this thing. It sits in my office and I never. So functionally, there's not a use case for me. Now, if I could sit courtside in an NBA game
all day. But with your friend that's in Seattle at the same time.
Yes.
That's what I mean. I don't know if I doubt that it'll be there by next year, but that's the goal, I think, to create, because it does feel like it's going to be isolating.
Yeah.
Like that's what it feels like it's going to be. But then, Apple, for some reason, they bring people together with their technology. Yeah. They've always been able to do that. Even FaceTime, right? We call it FaceTime. We don't call it Skype. We don't even, you know what I mean?
The FaceTime on the Apple Vision Pro,
looks weird.
It looks very weird.
Yeah.
You're going to be an avatar type person. Like,
yeah, they'll have to fix that somehow. I don't know how, but because you have the mask on.
Yeah.
It's a mask.
And the battery life is also interesting. I was just watching a video before we hit record. Like, you're going to have to like carry like a battery pack like
in your pocket.
Yeah, if you want to watch a movie that's more than 2 hours long, you gotta that doesn't feel very Apple. So I've been hearing a lot of people say if Steve Jobs was still alive, this product would not have come to market yet.
Maybe. I mean, but you have to look back at all the releases on all the other products. Yeah. Think of the iPhone. Like, did you have one when it came out?
Yeah, I did.
You had the first one.
I think
you were an adopter.
I think it was the first one. If it wasn't the first one, it was the second
one.
I was early.
Right. But think about that. The Pro Plus, this new thing, the second version is going to be better than the first version. And even the Apple Watch, right?
Totally.
You know, I have mine on, right? The first one, the battery was maybe 4 hours, right? These phones, the batteries were 2 hours, 3 hours, 4 hours. We didn't care because it enhanced our lives. Mm-hmm. So now even that has 2 hour time limit, which is not great, but 10 years from now, it's going to be a 12-hour
But eventually, I've seen this take from a lot of people too. Eventually, it's going to be glasses.
Yes.
And didn't Google Glass?
Yeah, they bombed. That was a massive failure.
But what was it about the Google Glass?
I don't think it was smart enough to I think it was more like things in the glass and then you could hear things. You know, this Apple Vision Pro, there's how many cameras were inside?
Oh my gosh. Crazy.
Yeah, where you could just like look and change the app.
So it literally is looking at your eye. And
yeah, they can't do that right now with glasses. So Google didn't have that. You know, they had more of just an enhanced kind of experience wearing glasses. Yeah. It wasn't a whole different experience like spatial computing. It wasn't computing. It was just I think a cool glasses that played music and maybe see something cool. I don't know.
knows? Yeah,
I'm
But
excited though.
If the take that I heard just now was that we're probably 20 years away from being where glasses are actually like
Yep.
everybody's walking around like
Sunglasses,
they have
glasses.
Apple Watches and
Yep.
AirPods in. They've
You
got.
think it's 20 years?
That's what this guy on the YouTube video said.
I mean, when did the iPhone come out?
2007.
Right. So we're 16 years into that, and look at the difference from the first one to this
Yeah.
one, right? That's
I mean,
only
but
15 years.
Yeah, it's 15 years, but it's
This is different.
yeah, I think it's
It is
different. I mean, I think it's a much bigger technological advancement to take something that big and go.
Well, because
Competitive
they're not, yeah, because what Apple's done is they've enhanced the phone, they've enhanced the watch, they've enhanced the tablet,
Yeah.
they've enhanced the computer. Right now, this isn't enhancing anything; it's
Yeah.
creating something.
Yeah.
Although they did create the computer, like back
Yeah.
in the day, right? So this might, you're right. It might take longer because they're creating as opposed to enhancing two different things.
And who knows? I mean, it seems like this stuff. When I saw the guy say 20 years, I was like, "Whew, that seems aggressive with how fast stuff is moving." But I'm not in that world.
I'm not
I
in
don't
the world
develop
either.
this
I'm
kind
just a
of
consumer,
technology, so
and I love it though.
Yeah, I'm
can't
here
wait.
for it.
I
I'm
can't
here
wait.
for
I
it.
can't wait. I'll sit here next year.
I'm
with
excited
you.
for it. A lot of people are bashing him on the price point. I'm like, hey, like, and I even saw Lex Friedman talking to Zuckerberg about it, and Zuck was, he's always got his PR hat on, and
Yeah, he's never
gotta
really
make sure.
himself.
Yeah,
he didn't probably have no idea who himself is.
but he couldn't, he wasn't bashing it. He was just like, they're charging $3,500. Our Quest 3 is going to be $300. So it's, or whatever the price, it's
Right.
significantly lower. So it's a very different market that they're going after.
Completely.
Playing a different game.
But they're both aware of it, and
Yeah.
they're both embracing it. I don't think Zuck's going to go into this world now. I
No.
think he'd be like, you guys do that, we'll be the gaming world, and
Yep.
it's going to be super cool and
Yep.
immersive. But
Serve
that's why
both
you don't.
markets.
That's why you're not a gamer.
Yeah.
You don't have time for it. This is different. You work.
Yeah.
You'd be able to throw up all your stuff
Yep.
at any
And for
time.
$3,500, it's like I would pay that for a laptop. Why wouldn't I pay that for?
Right.
So it to me, I know it's much bigger than just a B2B play for
Right,
Apple.
right.
But that's how I would justify it as a business owner.
Well, yeah, because you could also buy it for all your employees. Too.
Yep.
I mean, like, boom,
Yep.
it's going to be here.
Yeah. I don't love the idea of having to wear a battery pack, but I'll get
No.
over it. I'll get over it. All right. This next thing I want to talk about is Soto. And we've only got a few minutes left here, but this headline of this article from Orlando Business Journal is, could Soto's industrial corridor be Orlando's next billion-dollar redevelopment opportunity?
Yeah.
So walk us through what part of town is Soto in?
It's south. Soto is south of downtown.
Downtown, okay.
Soto. So it's right
So-
right below downtown.
Got it. Okay. I was like, so I don't even know what Soto
Yeah,
means.
south of
South of
downtown.
downtown. Okay.
Yep.
So not the greatest
Not the
part
greatest.
of town.
No, not the greatest at all.
But this guy, who they call him Mr. Downtown
Right.
because he's got a track record of developing a bunch of stuff around downtown Orlando. Craig Usler is his name.
Creative Village.
Creative Village was him. So what's your take on kind of the reimagining of Soto?
Sure, I think it needs it a lot. The thing with Orlando is it feels. I mean, there's some cool spots, and there's College Park and Thornton Park, and there's some Lake Como's down there in downtown, but there's not a real downtown feel, urban feel that we're used to if you're from a bigger city. I came from New York City, so I remember when my wife and I came down, we almost moved downtown because we wanted to have like a nice transition from being in a big city, and we ended up living in the suburbs,
Yeah.
right? That's where everybody kind of goes. So this feels like if they do it right, which I'm sure he will, there's a real place that's like walkable, where you can actually walk, not bike, not scooter, walk from place to place, walk to work, walk to the restaurant, walk to your grocery store, like that feel that, like, we've had so many people come here in the last 3 years since COVID, right? From New York, from California, from New Jersey, and they're urban. They're coming from big cities, huge cities, and we don't have that big city feel. Downtown's better, but it's not great. You know what I mean? There's no place where I'm like, oh, this is where I can live, work, and play.
So does that mean more like big open parks?
I think more No, I would think more. Well, maybe
Like
some parks.
when
but
you say
walkable,
walkable-
I mean walkable retail, walkable
Okay.
restaurants, walkable groceries, like a bodega, like just places where movie theater. Like, oh, I can just walk to wherever I want to go.
Got it.
I don't even need a car.
Okay.
You know, like a lot. And again, I'm a former New York Cityer, so that was my mindset. Everything was convenient. Now I could take public transportation if you could, but everything. I didn't have to go anywhere. I could just be like, I'll be right back.
Yeah.
I'm out of noodles. I'll be right back.
Yep.
Right now we can DoorDash. We can do all that stuff too, but there's an expense that comes with that. So I think if they build a downtown area that's actually a downtown area, like an actual urban place with all that stuff, I think it'll be pretty powerful.
Yeah. There's a Sunrail station down there.
Yep.
There's an I-4 exit down there. So it is primed for something really cool going there. They said that Usher said the project will likely have a couple of years of pre-development work.
Sure.
And then it'll really ramp up in 2026.
Yeah, and they'll put apartments and
2027.
condos and all that stuff. But that's the kind of homes that certain person wants. You know what I mean? They don't want a big house with a pool and a yard and all that stuff. I want to live on the 4th floor. I want to overlook the city, and I want to walk to where I want to walk to.
Yeah. Would they in that? So yeah, he says here. I was trying to find it. They're involved in a mixed-use project that would bring 856 apartments and 10,000 square feet of retail space.
Yeah, there you go.
To a 5.6-acre industrial site at the northeast corner of West Cayley Street and South Division Avenue.
Perfect. It needs it. There's nothing there.
And so from where that would sit, you would be able to look. You would be able to see downtown.
Oh yeah.
From your apartment
all day long, and you could probably get there pretty easily too, whether that's a walker, or whether it's an Uber or a Vespa.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? So it just creates this community of, I'll meet you there, I'll meet you there, I'll meet you there, whatever. It's just an easier way than going and parking in a garage, walking to your destination, leaving, it just creates more of habitable places downtown.
Yeah. Do you think that would draw people that are currently in suburbs there, or it would just be attracting new people to Orlando?
A little bit of both. I think a lot of people that came from urban areas have chosen maybe College Park, Thornton Parks, celebrations where you're like, oh, I can walk around, but it's still not what they envision. That's how I always feel. I'm like, oh, this is cool, but
it's not what I have.
It's not what I want. Yeah, it's not what it's fine.
Yeah.
So if that was it, then maybe ultimately it depends on their living situation. But if they're in apartments, just move over there. That's easy to do after your lease is up. If they're looking to invest in property, like those are going to be worth a lot of money. It's going to be good investments in that too. And then new people coming in to Orlando still get the Florida perks, but also feel that urban thing that they're used to. Yep. You know what I mean?
All right, man. We'll let you go, but this
Thanks,
has been fantastic, and we are out.